It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, relief is around the corner. Welcome back. The Easter holidays are just around the corner. In fact, and whether you are hitting the road for a family getaway or staying in for some well-deserved rest, which is perfectly fine, one thing is guaranteed: food is going to be front and center, and that's okay. But with all that indulgence, gut health can take a bit of a knock. And pharmacist Jackie Myman joins us to unpack how we can enjoy Easter without those uncomfortable feelings, the uncomfortable aftermath, because we want to embrace it. Like I want to embrace you, Jackie. I absolutely love you. Thank you so much for being here. What I love about our conversations, because we talk about those heavy hitters that often fly under the radar. And indigestion, this kind of knock-on effect when we eat can have serious effects. But we obviously want to mitigate it. We haven't hit Easter yet. We can. What is actually going on in our body when we get that indigestion? I know we blanket it with kind of one or two terms, but it's got to be a bit more complex. So what is happening within our belly when we feel that discomfort?
All right. So yes, I mean, isn't it wonderful? A 4-day week, not for you, but for us.
We'll embrace it.
Yes. So we go into the Easter weekend, and unfortunately, we do tend to overindulge, and that's food and drink.
Yeah.
So when you overindulge, often you're eating fatty food, you're eating a lot because it tastes good, you're eating chocolate, you may be drinking some of our good red wine here in the Cape, and all of that just really affects the stomach. Your whole gut goes like, whoa, what's happening? So you've got all of this food. Now we know fats, caffeine, alcohol increase acid production.
Yes.
You've eaten too much, so your stomach is distended. So you get a lot of short-term effects, and those short-term effects are distension, so you get pain.
The bloating.
You get acid, plus now the pressure of this full stomach, you get acid going up your esophagus, and then you get that heartburn. You feel heavy, you feel ugh. And yes, it's not good.
It really isn't, and it often feels a lot more serious than it is, which is, I think, the scary thing. I put my hand up, and I think there are a lot out there who have mistaken heartburn for an actual heart attack or something like that, because it can get that rough.
Yes.
What do we take? Is there an instant relief? Is there something we could do to mitigate that first phase of fallout?
Okay, so the first thing is you feel this stomach is, you've got a bit of pain, maybe a bit of nausea, you've got this reflux. So the quickest thing you can do is an antacid. Go and get an antacid, take some, that instantly neutralizes. We end up with this pocket of acid on top of our gastric contents. You neutralize that. That then stops that substernal pain and that reflux. Then don't go and lie down, because you lie down and now it forces up your esophagus again. Drink fluids and maybe just go for a slow walk. Often that will help everything just settle down.
I like that. I like the idea of a nice, slow, gentle walk after a big Sunday lunch. I absolutely indulge that.
Yes.
Is there a pre-game plan that we can employ here? Is there something I can take that just makes this all go away? What should be going through our mind before we indulge?
Okay, so I want to say, Graham, don't overindulge. But of course, we all know that we are going to.
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down somewhere. Hopefully I remember.
It's almost like those New Year's resolutions, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
All right, so what I would say is when you're going in and you know you're going to be having a really big meal, is just be mindful of what you're eating. Don't skip the vegetables and the fruit and what have you. Make sure you're still getting a bit of a balance, because otherwise too much meat and potatoes or rice, your body just doesn't know what to do with it. You haven't got enough fiber. You're going to probably get constipated or diarrhea. Yeah. So be mindful of what you're eating. When you're in a big group, very often you might be sipping away at the wine. Somebody's topping it up all the time. Be mindful of what you're doing. Chew your food slowly. Enjoy the meal.
Yeah,
don't bolt it down.
Come on.
Exactly. Make it, I always say it's not the destination. It's not clearing the plate. It's the journey of enjoying that plate of food. And then, as I say, after that, just always have your antacid handy and drink plenty of water. If you are drinking wine or beer or whatever your poison is, balance. Have a glass of water in between.
And it's worth noting that the alcohol has a very high sugar content, and it's very readily available to the body. So that's why it's that shotgun effect of energy and why our body gets so destabilized. My 7-year-old son, who's about to turn 8, is going, blah, 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 Jackie, give me my chocolate Easter eggs. I want a chow. How do we as parents help mitigate the fallout with our kids? Because there will be sugar, there will be chocolates.
Yes.
We know this and we don't want to deny them that, but how do we kind of balance them out a little?
Absolutely. It's Easter, so they're going to eat Easter eggs. But we must be aware chocolate is fats, sugar, caffeine, processed food. So let them have their Easter egg. But maybe just speak to them about having some for tomorrow and the next day, and be aware the more chocolate they eat, the higher the spike of blood sugar, the more insulin, and then they're going to get hyperactive, caffeine. Then you're going to have these hyperactive children. Then, of course, the insulin kicks in, the blood sugar drops, then you get the tears and the tantrums. So just maybe have a little conversation. Your son is more than old enough to have that conversation.
He has those conversations with me now.
Absolutely.
He understands,
And you know, small children, very unlikely they're going to get heartburn. But the older children, they might have a bit of indigestion. And there's nothing wrong of your early teens. If they are really feeling that yuck, a little bit of an antacid is not going to do them any harm. It'll just neutralize the acid. But I think the main thing for parents, just try and teach your children that instant gratification, have that Easter egg immediately, but save some for tomorrow.
Yeah, moderation. I absolutely love that. Well, I'm hoping my son will get it right. I'm not quite there yet, but we'll get there, maybe in the next 10 years or so. I think parents, we do have a responsibility moving into Easter, yes, to create magical experiences, but also to look after ourselves and look after our kids. So have the conversation with them. Ask them how many they think is right, and maybe give them that antacid to rush to you when you overindulge, but it's a family affair and we love it. Some great advice, Jackie. Thank you so much. We'll be bringing you some seriously indulgent Easter recipe inspiration on Thursday. So hopefully we've brought a bit of balance as well. And we'll be showing you how citrus soda can come to the rescue when you go back for that second or maybe third helping, and we are not judging. And you also stand the chance of winning yourself 5,000 Rand in cash this week. Simply reply to the competition post on our Expresso social pages and tell us this: spicy foods or sweet treats? What's your guilty pleasure that you enjoy that sometimes leads to heartburn? And don't forget to include that qualifying hashtag citrus soda. Competition closes Monday the 21st of April at midnight. This is 5 grand. We're going to get a lot of entries, so make yours good. You can find the T's and C's on expressoshow.com. We'll see you now.
If heartburn, indigestion, or UTIs are slowing you down, well, Citro Soda is here to bring you relief and a chance to win 5,000 Rand every week right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, and entering is easy. Simply head over to Expresso's Facebook, X, or Instagram and answer the weekly question and include that hashtag citrus soda in your answer.
Yeah, and don't let the burn hold you back. Enter now, and you could be our next big winner. T's and C's apply.